Just that year of
Oh,
1944, Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura.
I think that was 94.
Okay, I meant, what did I say, 84? I meant
44,
94.
but, you know, I've been around a while, I get
50 years later, in 94. What was that for you? The series of must have made close to $1 billion of films.
It was a very strange time.
Yeah.
It was a very strange time, and it took me a while to kind of get used to this new air that I was flying in.
Yeah.
But it was so exciting. It was so exciting because there really is a crucial moment, especially when somebody comes out of a TV show, like in Living Color, where they get their shot, you know? And I didn't know that Ace Ventura was going to be my shot, you know what I mean? I mean, this is something that I agreed to rewrite and do if I liked it. I had a back door in the contract if I didn't like it. But we, you know, spent a lot of late nights after filming in Living Color and rewriting. And by the time I was finished, it was like it was my fantasy. It was everything I wanted to do. But when it was received that well, I remember sitting in a theater in Westwood during the premiere, and when the lights went off and the people applauded, and it was an energy that you didn't normally see at a premiere. And
you knew at that moment
it was
real.
Oh, it was real. It was real, and I felt it, and I got a chill, and I said to myself, new life, a new phase, and it's going to be interesting. And it's all how you handle it, you know?
Yeah.
It really comes down to whether you pick it up and carry it well or not.
And then after coming out of those three films, which grossed all that money, somebody, your agent, your lawyer says, if you look at how much these films did, you are looking at the first $20 million man. I guess that's something like that happened, right?
Sure.
For cable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was I guess unprecedented at that time.
It was because everybody all of a sudden wanted to be up there with you.
Yeah.
People like
I had A-list actors taking me aside going,
what did you do?
Thanks for raising the bar, man.
Hey, but,
I called my agent the next day.
Hey, you did us all a big one.
Exactly.
You know, there's an amazing story. There's a story in today's LA Times about
In fact, it was as if I had gone through the door and taken the flak. I think Tom Hanks said that to me one time. He's just like, anytime you want to go through the door, man.
You stab at the beachhead,
Exactly.
we'll be right behind
you. Take the bullets, and we'll come in.
So you do the Cable Man, and what was it, Cable Man?
Cable Guy.
Cable Guy.
Yeah.
And it does well, yet some say didn't do what they expected. Was that a downer for you or not?
First of all, I love doing it. I had a great time.
So the experience
doing
is
it
first.
with Ben Stiller and Judd Apatow is a close friend of mine.
Right.
Had such a great time. And for me, just to get that character on film is a triumph for me. So
Now,
I loved it.
why is that? What was it about that
Because it's
character?
just so silly. It's just so silly and so needy.
Yeah.
You know, under the guise, I really love comedic characters who try to act like they're in control and even convince themselves that they're in control, but they're completely and obviously not in control in any way.
And that is
That's a fun thing to play.
Is it
It's shot in the dark. It's Peter Sellers. It's the guy who's the expert, except things are falling apart everywhere he goes. You know, it's fantastic. I love that.
And after that, was the next Truman? Did Truman follow that or something else? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I don't recall exactly what.
But Truman was
lineage of it
different. Truman was a turn from that.
Yeah, sure. And that again was Peter Weir hired me from the Ace poster, basically. And here's a guy with some some vision.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know,
Great decisions are made by posters.
He looked at the Ace poster and he said, "Here, this is someone I want to work with." You know, and also when he got to know who I was and that I was going through the fame thing at the same time, you know, to play the most famous person on the planet was a kind of a natural thing for me to step into because I had all the feelings of paranoia and everything that go with it at the beginning, and also there were so many parallels. These scripts find me, you know, they really do at certain times of my life, and you know, for me that was about. You know, and a lot of the characters I've done so far have been about duality, about what you show the world and what you really are. And so I've always been trying to reconcile the two.
Were you trying to reconcile in your life too, are you not?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of what we.
That's what I mean.
That's part of our
The
conversation at the
script,
beginning.
Exactly. They follow me and they give me little insights into myself. And the Truman Show was that. It was, you know, I know that this face pleases you.
Yeah.
You know. but now I'm going to show you the real deal. And I hope there's enough there that, you know, that you can identify with, that we can sit together and break bread, and you'll think I'm as special as I was before.
Right. Roll tape. Here is Truman, The Truman Show. After Truman, Andy Kaufman.
Yes.
Did you know Andy?
I never knew Andy, no. I knew of him. I followed him for sure.
Yeah. What was it about that story that made it so compelling for you to want to, not only did you want to play the role, but you became the role during the, as oft-told story of you?
I was fascinated, first of all, at the fact that he could stand in the face of rejection and stick to his guns and stick to his art and his expression, and, you know, to hell with the people who didn't want to think, you know, or just were just not into it. You know, he was just going to do what he did. And I'm fascinated by what creates characters. You know, what defines people, what creates them, what puts them together. Everybody's Frankenstein, and they just, like, as life goes on, you either lose pieces of yourself, gain other pieces, and it just, that's the fascinating thing about acting. It's like somebody like Andy Kaufman. What is it? And I stood by his gravesite, you know, with his sister, and she said one thing to me that cleared it all up, and that was that Andy was never part of the club, so he created his own club that no one else could be a part of.
Roll tape. This is from Man on the Moon. I should take note of the fact that you won a Golden Globe for that, as well as for The Truman Show.
Yes.
Does the Oscar mean something special? I mean, it's your craft. It's a place where they honor people.
Of course it means something. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a nice thing to be recognized by your peers, certainly. It's, you know, that would be a wonderful thing if that happened someday. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the Golden Globe Awards, actually, because I've never really, you know, I don't define myself by that. Again, I feel like I've been given so much that I don't think about, you know, gosh, you know, if I could only, you know, have that stamp of approval or whatever it is. I don't think actors need that, you know. But
how do you, back to sort of somebody looking at you and all that's happened to you and the good things and how wonderful it must be to have an opportunity to create when so many actors don't have that opportunity. They don't you know, it's one of the professions in the world in which there are more people, you know, who can do it well, who don't have a stage than anything else, than the few who do it so well, and I mean, than the few who are recognized for doing it so well.
Sure.
Did you look on this as sort of some combination of drive, determination, divine spark, luck, all that? I mean,
it's a potion of some kind. There are a lot of elements that have to come together at the same time, I believe. Maybe there's a little bit of fate involved. I don't know. Maybe as a soul floating out in the ether, you just go, okay, it's my time, and everybody gets a chance to be this famous at some point if you believe in reincarnation or whatever. Maybe just they go, okay, there are the parents that are going to set me off in that direction, bam, and you go in there. Who knows? Maybe it's fate, or maybe it's that. Maybe it's just that I believed, you know, I always believed.
So, that whatever form it took, it would take place.
And and whatever form it took would be okay.
Yeah.
Because I was fully, you know, prepared to just play out, you know, stand-up comedy in comedy clubs. And
but there's something within you that constantly pushed the edges of the envelope wherever you were.
Well, or at least took advantage of the opportunities that came around. And a lot of it has to do with, you know, just the courage to jump in. I mean, you know, to do films that are out of your so-called power alley, as they call it, it takes nerve, you know. So I have the nerve, you know, and we'll see if I have the goods, but I have the nerve. I'm just excited, really, about always changing, about crossing back and forth across the river and throwing the hounds off the trail. I love that.
Just when we think we've got you, we know you, you're off on another route.
Absolutely. And if I feel like I've been figured out, boy, look out. I will become something completely different, you know. Maybe I might not want to become something completely different, but express something completely different. I always felt like if the world is going crazy, I'll be calm. And if they're calm, I'll be the one hanging off the chandelier.
It's great to have you here.
It's great to be
you.
here,
Thank
Charlie.
you very much.
Tremendous. I really enjoy what you do.
Thank you.